Guys just watched a video about how neurons work, and you have a picture of this in your brain book, or you should have pasted one in there. It looks a little different than this one, but we'll do the best that we can. So we're just going to go over these really quickly and kind of write this stuff down as we go through it. So neurons, this whole thing that you're looking at, you have about 100 billion inside your head. And these are basically just nerve cells that run throughout your body. Sending messages. This is what their job is, to communicate whatever your brain has going on to the rest of you. So right here we have the dendrites. Those receive other messages, or receive messages from other neurons. Okay, so if this were a chain, you'd see another neuron attached right over here to all of these other dendrites. Axons. They take the messages out of the neuron and transmit them elsewhere. And then axon terminals. It's kind of the gap between neurons. And they allow messages to transmit between neurons. And if you picture this, these just make a chain. And that's how messages get from one part of the body to the next. All right, now we're going to talk about the brain. And again, this picture looks a little different than the one that you have. All right. So the hindbrain is this part right at the back on your drawing, and it has other parts to it, but for now we're just going to call it the hindbrain. And its job is to control your vital functions. So this includes heart rate, sleep patterns, digestion, anything that keeps you alive. Okay. Next we have the forebrain, which is this whole chunk at the front. And the forebrain controls your thoughts and your emotions. It's also in charge of complex thinking. And usually most of your thoughts are complex, most of your emotions are complex. Okay, back here we have the occipital lobe. The occipital lobe deals with visual cues. So whatever your eyes are taking in, those messages get processed back here. And there's neurons that we just diagrammed that travel from your eyes to this section of your brain. Okay? Then we have the temporal lobe.
Excuse this interruption. Ms. Martin, please dial 6577-6577.
This is in charge of hearing.
Thank you.
So again, there's neurons that connect your ears to this part of your brain. Okay, the parietal lobe. It's in charge of touch. So anything that you touch, the feeling of it, if it's hot or cold, that gets processed in this green part right here. All right, I'm trying to see if there's anything else that we need. Oh, the frontal lobe. The blue part right here. This is problem solving. It's where you make plans and you make decisions. So if you're down in the cafeteria and you're trying to decide between pizza and chicken nuggets, this part of your brain helps you make those decisions. This is also the forebrain, which makes sense because the forebrain and the frontal lobe, both the same area, are in charge of complex thinking, and making decisions, making plans, and problem solving are all complex areas. The brain's also divided into hemispheres, and this you can't really see on this diagram, but if you were to hold a brain in your hands, it's divided into left and right, and each section has a specific function and job as well.